Hey everybody, John here. Welcome back to another episode of the Pixel Expedition. Today we're playing the demo for CrossCode, a retro-style RPG described as combining 16-bit SNES-style graphics with butter-smooth physics, a fast-paced combat system, and engaging puzzle mechanics served with a gripping sci-fi story. It originally released in September of 2018 on PC, Mac, and Linux, but finally released this year on the Xbox One, PS4, and Nintendo Switch. It was developed by Radical Fish Games and published by Deck 13. Let's get to the game. So the demo begins here with a kind of prologue where our mysterious heroine Shizuka is racing to get to her dying brother Satoshi, who bravely performs a final task in order to free his sister from some unknown fate. Like classic JRPGs of the 90s, CrossCode leans heavy on character and story to drive the game forward, and I really love how they chose to throw the player into a state of urgency with the catchy up-tempo music and exciting combat experience while providing brief instances of exposition to keep the player engaged, but also guessing. And after all that, she makes it to her brother just in time. And with that, Shizuka's brother dies in her arms, but not before being begged to get away. And from what? We don't know. And this is where the story really begins, and we find what looks like our heroine, but by the name of Leah, not Shizuka. And she has no memory of who she is or what she's doing here. And she's on board the MS Solar, a maintenance ship. And as we'll find out, it's on its way to a place called the Playground in Crossworlds, the setting of a massively multiplayer online game. In this exchange between Sergey, a programmer, and Carla, a mechanic, we learn along with Leah what she is doing here and how she is connected to this world. This scene runs for about a minute, but provides substantial context for the experience ahead. There are some serious Matrix vibes to this story, and I love it already. Now, much of the demo takes place here in the cargo holds of the ship, where Leah, with the help of Carla and Sergey, trains through a series of modules to reclaim her abilities as an avatar in Crossworld. In this clever way, the player is introduced to a fulfilling tutorial of puzzle mechanics and combat techniques, which makes it feel purposeful and not just a crude gimmick. I can't begin to describe how fluid and satisfying the movement and combat feels in this game. You feel in complete control of what you can do. I also love how Leah automatically jumps up onto objects. There is no jump button, and this helps to keep things moving and build momentum. The training is concluded with a battle directed by the captain of the ship, Gerald Jet McFly, a final test of basic combat skills. But the simulator comes to an alarming halt when an ominous figure speeds towards the ship, presumably from the playground, to remove Leah. And yet this entity also seems to find Leah somewhat familiar, and needless to say, so do I. This leads to a final showdown where Leah must prove her skill. I'll admit it took me a couple tries to beat this boss the first time because when it hits hard. But once I learned the pattern, it was really easy, but a lot of fun. And here the demo ends with a short trailer showcasing what to expect in the expansive world of CrossCode. And that's all for the demo of CrossCode. Having finally played this, I'm absolutely hooked and seriously craving to buy the game and get the full experience, which boasts 30 to 80 hours of gameplay. It brings me right back to some of my favorite games back on the SNES, like Final Fantasy III and Chrono Trigger. But that will have to do for now. So thank you so much for joining me. As always, please consider leaving a like and subscribing to my channel. And until next time on the Pixel Expedition, take care, stay safe.